I've done 2 short analysis type videos, not really videos, more sections on the Ying Long abnormality before, once in the after Canto guide, and once in the character analysis video. But now that we have the full boss fight and the abnormality logs, most importantly, I feel like we have a lot more sentiments to gain from this. First thing first, Ying Long itself definitely represents Honglu. The dragon is seen as a rain deity, and it has feathered wings, which are said to resemble clouds. Something interesting about this is that people in H-Corp would never actually get to see the clouds. They're covered in the iron ceiling. And the real clouds they would never see at all. But it turns out that this dragon was also a fake cloud, simply being its body floating in the air. Also, the idea of the cloud is related in Canto 8 with Huntiao referring to him as a cloud even after he talks about kindness, saying that cloud is unable to embrace people. So this is definitely another connection to Honglu. I feel like the dragon is both a representation of Honglu itself, but also a lot about how people see Honglu. It appeared as clouded sky, which is how people in the backstreets of H-Corp would see him, or even people that are part of the 4 families will see him, as the and the grandchild of the family hierarchy, and being seemingly favored for everything, being absolutely massive, untoppable, commanding massive power. But the more important part is if you look into it, when he roars at the heaven and summons down giant pins, it's not that he has the power to summon giant pins, it's that his relationship to the heavens allows him to summon down the pins. This makes sense in the context that his political power within H-Corp is due to his relation to others. I feel like this also relates to the Chinese concept of a mandate of heaven being what allows emperors to rule. After this is the segment of being swallowed by the dragon. Of course, you end up in the stomachs, since a lot of Honglu's ego has a relation to the stomach, since, the stomach is where the birds come from. But I feel like this also kind of relates to the internal mind of Honglu per se, with it being blood red jade, which is what Honglu sees himself as, since the jade is the only thing that happens to be there in the empty plane of his mind. Afterwards, the dragon itself is suddenly stricken down and everyone is vomited out. And if we pay attention to the descriptions, it's that a giant pin suddenly comes from heaven and staples the dragon to the ground. I felt like this idea relates more to how Honglu was actually controlled by the elders, and in it, it's mentioned that the dragon still cares for the heavens despite being stricken down by it, which is in relation to how Honglu still cares for his parents and cares about the family values, even while he is being abused and hurt this way. And the immortal pin that is stapled to the dragon that causes it to be immortal even though it wishes to die, I feel like represents the eye that Honglu was given, part that is implanted into him. But here I feel like the important part is actually the difference between the dragon and Honglu. Honglu chooses to let go of the elders, let go of it all, and simply find his own existence, while the dragon still yearns for death, while still revering the heavens. I felt it, and in the Jamu boss fight, if you bring Lord Honglu, it's like a happiness, wrath, joy, and sorrow. Buff changes from the ego space of Honglu to the ego space of the dragon. So I feel like this is what the Lord of Honglu has become. Even though he seems to be massive, a cloud in the sky, someone that controls incredible power, he's still subservient to the heavens, even though he does not seem to seek immortality like the rest of the elders do, considering how he attempts to figure out ego, considering how he attempts to try to gain more power in Haoyuan. He's still subservient to the same force of the heavens. And I guess you can think of the heavens as the head of a city. I feel like the heavens doesn't really represent the head in this case, and more so in general societal order. As long as Hongyuan is ruled by a single house or a single lord, it would always continue in this manner. All the power wielded by the house and then power of the house itself was simply borrowed power. Simply pins calling down from the heavens being the entire structure of H-Corp's entire societal structure. This also kind of relates to the actual Chinese history with emperors falling and rising again, becoming the ones who possess the mandate of heaven. And saying that but if all their power came from the mandate of heaven, then what does it mean to take one's mandate? And what does it mean to become more powerful? if that power is none of your own. And in the end, they still revere the heavens all the same, though the heavens themselves are what struck them down. Well, if the heavens are all they are, and the people see them as the sky, then I guess that's all there is to life, isn't it? Also, an important aspect of this, and I believe, is that tears of tarnished blood and screaming electric sheep come from the same source. Even though they don't look all that similar, the similarities are pretty obvious, with them appearing as clouds, since the feathers of the dragon look almost like clouds, and the sheep itself looks like kind of a storm cloud. And their round bodies and long limbs are also quite similar, since they have long claws and long legs connected to their round bodies. I believe that this has more of a symbolic connection too, with both of them being condemned, pinned down, or being in service of something. The electric sheep, if you see an abnormality event, is that it's in service of people. It is forcefully grounded by being plugged into a machine and having its electricity sucked out because the people want that from it, and that is all that it can do. Even though it wishes to fly away, even though it wishes to dream, it is unable to do so. While tears of tarnished blood is punished by the heavens, being pinned down by the pins, and being forced to be immortal, forced to fight for them and live on, even though it wishes to die and be let go.